It
Which one's bigger, 1/4 or 1/3?
1/3 is bigger.
Right. So she's gonna spend even more time, right? So this makes sense. She's gonna spend 2 hours in total, and we're gonna take away 1.5. What does that give? So 2 minus 1.5.
Do you just get 1/2?
Yeah, just a half, and you're done. Okay.
Okay.
Another follow-up question. So just remember, there were 6 total applicants, yeah, to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the question. After the interview, Ellen decided to hire 2 of them, just 2 of them, and reject the
Mm-hmm.
others. Ellen's assistant called back the applicants to tell them the result. She spent 1/30 of an hour calling each of the rejected applicants and 1/3 of an hour calling the hired applicants. How much time did the assistant spend on making these calls?
So she spent like 1/30 times 4,
Right?
and then for like the accepted people, it was 1/3 times 2.
Right? What do we do with them?
Once you're done multiplying them, you add them together.
Right. So what's 1/30 times 4?
Um, just 4/30.
Yeah. So 4/30 plus 2/3. How do we add them?
You find the common denominator, which is 30.
Right. So don't touch the 4/30, but this one, we're going to multiply this by a 10 and a 10, right? Try to get a 30.
Mm-hmm.
So we get 4/30 plus 24/30. Oh, sorry, 20/30. And when you add them, you get 24/30. Can you reduce this?
You can reduce it by a 3.
Right. So what goes in the numerator? What goes in the denominator?
Um, 7/10.
3 times 7 is 21, not
Oh,
24.
8/10.
8/10. Can we reduce this further?
4/5.
Yeah, there we go. 4/5 hours this lady spent on the phone. Okay. Final answer.
Okay.
So a different question here. Ethan is printing some materials for a meeting. If the printing of the first copy costs $1.50, and other copies cost, okay, 4/5, how much will it cost making 13 copies?
Um, is it just 4/5 times 13?
No, that's par. No, it's not. It's not. It's not that. So if you read the question, right, the first copy costs $1.50. Yeah,
So then 4/5 times 12? And then you just add the 1 and 1/2?
right. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
So 4 times 12 is 48/5. Yeah. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
let's turn this in proper fraction. That's going to be 3/2. So what's the common denominator between 2 and 3? Or sorry, 2 and
10
5. Yeah, 10. So multiply this by what?
by 2.
And this one by 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get 96/10 plus 15/10. That is 111/10. How do I write that as a mixed fraction?
10 goes into 111 11 times.
Yes, we're not allowed to use a calculator, right? So 10 times 11 is 11. Well, how much is left?
1.
1 over 10, there you go, and that's the final answer.
Okay.
All right, Ethan's up to something again. He decides to type up some documents while waiting for the meeting to start. He can type 2 pages every 1/8 of an hour. If the meeting started 3/4 of an hour later than scheduled time, how many pages can he type before the meeting starts?
Um, do you divide something here?
So yeah, you do. So 2 pages, right? 2 pages in 1 over 8 hour, right?
Uh-huh.
In 1 hour, how many pages?
Just 2?
No. 2 pages in 1/8 of an hour, yeah? Think of it this way. If 2 pages in 1 hour, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How many pages in 2 hours?
4?
4, what did you do?
Multiply?
Multiplied, right? So 2 pages in 1 hour. Okay, same idea. 2 pages in 1/8 of an hour, yeah? You multiply. In 1 hour, how many pages? It's gonna be this 2. Actually, it's gonna be a division, right? I was multiplying the denominator, but so 2 divided by 1 over 8, 2 times 8 over 1, 16. Right? We know in 1
Okay.
hour the number is gonna go up, right? That's why we
Mm-hmm.
divide.
Okay.
Right? So 16 pages in an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how many pages in 3/4 of an hour? It's gonna be 16 times or divide 3 over 4.
Divide?
No, times. Why divide? Why times and not divide? Again, think about it. If you times this number ends up being less than 16, right? Because the fraction is less than 1. But on the other hand, if we divided it, we'll get a bigger number. 16 times 4 over 3. That's a bigger number. 64 over 3, that's like 20 something, 21.33. And it doesn't make sense, right? Because in an hour, in 3/4 of an hour, the number of pages should go down, not up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we can, like here, the number of pages should go up. That's why we divided it, right? From here to here, the number of pages should go up. That's why we divided it. From here to here, the number of pages should go down. That's why we multiplied. So 16 times 3 over 4. 4 goes into 16 4 times, so the answer is 12.
Okay.
Ethan is responsible to write the minutes for the meeting. I'm not sure what that means. During the meeting, he finished writing 1/6 of the minutes. Before getting off work, he finished another 3/8. How much of the minutes does Ethan still need to work on? So minutes is like, think of it as a project.
Do you just subtract those 2 from 1?
Yes, you do. So 1 minus 1 over 6 minus 3 over 8. How do we do this?
You find the common denominator.
Yeah, between 6 and 8, what's the common denominator?
It's just 48.
48? No, you gotta check if half of it works, okay? Does 24 work?
It does.
It does. Does 12 work?
Mm-mm.
12 does not work, no. Because 12, 8 does not go into 12.
Mm-hmm.
So the common denominator is 24, okay? Not
Okay.
12. 48 does work, but we need the lowest one, which is 24. So just half it. So 24 means we need to times this by 24 on top and bottom. Times 6 by what? Pick it at 24.
By 4.
4. What about the 8?
By a 3.
Yeah, exactly, by a 3. So 24 over 24 minus 4 over 24, yeah? Minus 9 over 24. So 24 minus 4 is 20. 20 minus 9 is 11. So there you go. 11 over 24 is the final answer.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Mhm.
Let's keep going. Thomas decided to go on a vacation. He can go on leave for 2/3 of a month. So here, is this a times question or is this a subtract question? Do we times 30 or do we subtract from 30? I guess there's only two options.
You subtract.
No, you don't subtract. Like if you subtract from 30, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you get, what do you get? Well, you'll get 29 and 1 over 3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, it says of a month, right? Of a month. Of a month means what?
Times.
Times, not subtract. Like if
Okay.
he's not gonna go on a vacation for 29 days, that's too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
2/3 of a month means you times it. 2/3 times 30, like that, which is 60 over 3, and that's a 20. So
Okay.
he's gonna get a 20-day leave. Similar question here. Thomas decided on a destination for his vacation. If he takes the train there, it will take him 5 1/8. If he takes the plane, 2 2/3. How many hours does the plane save?
You subtract those two.
Right, so 5 1 over 8 minus 2 3 over 3, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So again, we can turn them into improper fractions. 41 over 8 minus 3 times 2, 6 plus 3, 9 over 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was 2 2 over 3, not 2 3 over 3. 2 2 over 3, 3 times, that's 8 over 3. So what's the common denominator between 8 and 3?
18.
It's not 18.
Oh, I was thinking of 16 for some reason. 24.
24, that's right. So we need to multiply this by 3, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Multiply this by an 8, right? Times 8. So what's 49 times 3? 41 times 3.
Well, 40 times 3 is like 120, right?
Yes. You can always
Is
old
it?
school it like this if you're not sure. Yeah, it's gonna be 123, but you can always old school, right? So how do you do this? 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 4 is 12, like that.
Okay.
Or you can do it like this: 40 times 3 is 40 plus 1 times 3, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then you open this bracket. How do you open this bracket? You basically have to FOIL it. What that means is you need to do 40 times 3 plus 1 times 3, like that. So 123.
Okay.
Here's what's 99 times 9. So again, you need to kind of do it, right? That's 100 minus 1 times 9. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do 100 times 9, 900, minus 1 times 9, 9. So you get 891.
Oh, okay.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
There's one for you. 104 times 5.
Is it just 100 minus 4 times 5?
Well, that would be 96. So it's not 100 minus 4. 100 plus 4, right? Not minus.
Oh, okay.
The 96 would be 100 minus 4, not 104. So 100 plus 4 times 5. What's next?
100 times 5 would be 500.
Yeah, and
And 4 times 5 is 20.
there you go. So it's 520. Okay, that's how you can do it.
Okay.
So we know 41 times 3 is 123. What's 8 times 8?
64.
64, right? Now what's 123 minus 64? You can do it this way, right? So you can cross this out, carry over 1, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So that becomes 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. And then we're left with 11 minus 6, which is 5.
Okay.
Have you done this? I guess you have, right? Subtracting
Mm-hmm.
59 over 24. And
Okay.
24 goes into 48 twice. So 2 and 48 to 59 is like that. And there you go. That's the answer.
Okay.
Here's another way you can do this. If you don't want to deal with big numbers. Step 1, we're going to subtract the thing from thing. Yeah, the whole number from the whole number, the fraction from the fraction. But here, be careful when you're subtracting it, because 1 over 8 is less than 2 over 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen is that the 5 is going to give this a 1. This is going to become a 4, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And 5 is going to give this a 10. So that's going to become what? An 11.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Then you do 11 over 8 minus 2 over 3, yeah? And we know the common denominator is what? 24.
Mm-hmm.
So times 8 times 8. So you get minus 16 over 24. 33 minus 16 over 24, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Is it just 16?
Something they work out. It's 17. 17 over 24. But then 4 minus 2 is a 2. So this is the answer that we get.
Okay.
But that's not the same. They should have been the same. Something went wrong somewhere. What went wrong? Divided by 8 plus 2 divided by 3. Find the error if you can. Let me double check which one's right. Minus 2 plus 2 divided by 3. Yeah, this one's right. This one's wrong. Oh, I understand. So when you do this, right? When you do this,
Mm-hmm.
5 is not going to give 10 to this. 5 does not give 10 to that, okay? What it does
Mm-hmm.
give is, again, look at this. We're trying to do 5 and 1 over 8 minus 2 and 2 over 3.
Mm-hmm.
So here we're trying to do 1 over 8 minus 2 over 3. But 1 over 8 is smaller than 2 over 3, okay? So you can't really subtract them. You're going to get a negative number, but we don't want that. So what happens is 5 is going to give it 1, okay? 5 is going to give 1 and become a 4. But then
Mm-hmm.
the 1 does not get a 10. The 1 gets a 8 because that's what's in the denominator.
And 8.
And 8. So this becomes a 9 over 8 minus 2 over 3, like that.
Oh, because it's giving it like a whole, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
It's
then
giving
we
it
have
one
one.
whole,
Okay.
and 1 whole is 8 in this question. So times 8 times 8 times 3 times 3. So 27. Yeah, this is right. So sorry. 27 minus 16 over 24, that's 11 over 24. There we go. And then 4 minus 2 would be a 2.
Okay.
Okay, so just be careful there. It's not going to give it a 10. In this, when you do this, it's going to give a 10. You do subtraction here, but not here.
Mhm.
It's only going to give
Okay.
it one whole, which is an 8. And this way is better, especially when the numbers are big, right?
Mhm.
So this is a follow-up question. His plane was delayed for 1 and 5 over 6. How long did the trip finally take? So did he end up taking the train or the plane?
The train.
Probably took the train, right? Because it'll save him some time, right?
Mhm.
And when you look at the train tickets and plane tickets, they're very similar, I guess. Well, it's not similar actually. Shorter is obviously train is gonna be cheaper, okay?
Mhm.
Like shorter, like say you're going from like Winnipeg to Toronto or something. But let's say you're going from Winnipeg to Calgary all the way in BC, okay? Or Alberta, sorry,
Mhm.
not in BC. The train itself takes like, I don't know, like 2 days or something. It's weird. It's a cross-country trip. So in that case, since it takes so long on the train ticket and the plane ticket is about the same, comes out to be the same. And there's no point
Mhm.
taking the train at that point, right?
Uh
You're
huh.
paying the same. Why would you want to spend an extra like 30, 13, 14 hours? So here he took the plane. Okay.
Mhm.
So his total trip took him 2 and 2/3 plus 1 and 5/6. Let's try doing the other way we've been doing. I guess it doesn't really matter. 2 plus 1 is a 3, yeah?
Mhm.
And then 2 over 3 plus 5 over 6. The common denominator is a 6. So multiply this by a 2, yeah?
So
So
4/6.
yeah, 4 over 6 plus 5 over 6. That gives us 9 over 6, which is what?
Mhm.
1 and 3 over 6, right?
Uh huh.
It's a 1 and 1 over 2. So you just add that with the 3, it gives you 4 and 1 over 2.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, the only time we need to be careful is when you see subtracting, basically when you're subtracting, because then it's going to have to give one whole. Adding, it doesn't really matter because it comes out nicely.
Mhm.
This is another question. Thomas rents a car for his vacation and it's 54 miles. For every mile he drives over 54 miles, he needs to pay 1 and 4/5. If he drives 69 miles, how much extra does he need to pay?
Wait. So how much does he have to pay for a mile? I'm confused.
Yeah, you need to first figure that out. This is what you pay for each mile.
Mhm.
Okay, that's the price for each mile. If you travel 69 miles, how much would you end up paying? 69 times this, right?
Mhm.
Or you can just find the differences between 69 and 54 because it's asking how much extra does he need to pay? So how many extra miles from 54 to 69?
You just subtract.
Yeah, just subtract, so 15, right? 15 extra miles.
Mhm.
So therefore he needs to pay 15 times $1.04/5. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's 15 times 5 times 1, 5, 9/5. What's 15 times 9/5? Anything cancels out?
The 5 and 15.
Right, so 5 goes into 15 3 times. We're left with 3 times 9, which is a 27.
Mhm.
Here's another one.
So you just do 6 times 1/15.
Right? So that's just 6/15, and you can reduce this because 3 goes into both of them, 2/5. Now what? That's not the final answer though.
Do you subtract that from 1?
How many suitcases does he have?
Oh, he has 2.
Yeah. So you subtract that from 2.
Okay.
So what's 2 minus 2/5, right? So 2 minus 2/5. Again, the common denominator is a 5, so we need to multiply this by a 5 on the bottom. On the top, I get 10 minus 2/5, 8/5, which is 1 and 3/5.
So that's how much space he has left?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the final answer. On the way back, Thomas took the train. So wait, how long did it take on the train? So this is a follow-up question from here. What's the speed of the train?
So what do I do?
So what's the average speed of the train? Look at this. The distance traveled is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it took him 5 1/8 hour, right? What's the formula for speed? Or how is speed calculated?
Time over distance?
The other way around, the other way around. Speed,
Distance over time?
yeah, speed is distance over time, okay?
Okay.
So we know the distance is 328. We know the time is 5, so we just divide one from the other.
Oh, okay.
So it's 328 divided by 5 and 1/8, like that.
Mm-hmm. So do you turn that into an improper fraction?
Right, so 328 times, or I guess I'll just write divide for now. 8 times 5 is 40, so
41?
yeah, 41/8, and we flip this, right?
Mm-hmm.
328 times 8/41, like that.
And then you just times it.
Yeah, this one we may need a calculator though. Unless there's, let me see if 328 is divisible by 41. It is. 328 is divisible by 41. So 328, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
41. How do you do this division?
I think I completely forgot how to do division.
Yeah, this one's not easy. You just kind of have to check, right? Usually there's only a single digit.
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to do 4 does not go into 3, so you look at 2 of them. 4 goes into 32 8 times, yeah, like that. But since there's a double digit, this basically comes out to be a guess and check. I don't think you're gonna see this big of a number. but
Mhm.
41 times 8 is 328. You can kind of just guess and check. 41 times 5 is going to be 200 something, yeah?
Mhm.
Like our trick, like using this. 40 times 5 is 200, so this is not big enough, so you just kind of guess and check. So 41 goes into this 8 times.
Okay.
So it's 64.
All right.
That was that. Let's keep going. All right, so the pony ride takes 1/6 of an hour to finish. If there are 3 ponies and 24 kids, how long does Emma need to wait?
Um. Well, 24 divided by 3 would be 8. So
mhm.
is it just 1/6 times 8?
Yeah. 1/6 times 8. She's gonna be waiting a long time then. That's a 4/3, right? 4/3, just 1 and 1/3.
Okay. I mean, why would you wait that long?
For a pony ride, I don't know. At the food booth, there are 3 types of pizzas to choose from. There's 26 and 1/4 cheese, 16 1/8 pepperoni, and 9 3/8 pepper. How many pizzas are available for vegetarians?
So
So
26 and 1/4
yeah,
plus 9 and the over 8.
right. So 26 and 1/4 plus 9 and 3/8. Now this one, there's no point expanding this into improper fractions, okay? Because the numbers are going to be too big.
Mm-hmm.
9 times 8 is 72. 26 times 4 is 90 something, 96, I think. So we're going to just add 26 with 9. That's a 35, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to add these two, 1/4 plus 3/8. So 1/4, the common denominator is an 8, so times 2 times 2. 2/8 plus 3/8, so that's 5/8. There we go. Much better way of doing this question
Mm-hmm.
by splitting it apart. And we don't have to worry about like it giving it 1 when you're adding. And
Only for subtracting.
only for subtracting, and only if this is smaller than this.
Okay.
Here's this: 1/8 of a pizza costs $2. In an hour, 6 and 1/4 pizzas were sold. How much money was made?
Um. Do you just do 1/8 divided by 6 and 1/4?
1/8 divided by 6 and 1/4. No, the other way around. The other way around. Like again, if you're not sure, just put like, if 2 pizzas cost $2, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How much would 8 pizzas cost?
16.
Uh,
I'm confused.
so if 2 pizzas cost $2, right? How much does 1 pizza
Mm-hmm.
cost? 1 pizza costs $1, right?
Uh-huh.
So we first need to find how much is 1 pizza. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if 1/8 pizza is $2, 1 pizza, is it gonna go up or down?
It's gonna go up.
It's gonna go up, right? So do you multiply by 1/8 with 2, or do we divide?
You divide.
Yeah, exactly, you divide. So 2 divided by 1/8 is just 2 times 8. So one pizza costs $16, right? Like that. Now, if one pizza costs $16, how many do 6 and 1/4 pizza costs? Do we multiply 16 or divide 16?
You multiply.
You multiply, exactly. So this is 25/4 times 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
4 goes into 16 4 times, so the answer is 100.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you can always think of it in terms of like how much would one pizza cost, or how much does one goods cost. What about this? So 6 prizes are available. A total of 1356 raffle tickets are sold for $4 each, and the 6 prizes cost $8 and $3.10 each. How much money was raised?
So you just do 1,356 times 4/5.
Yes.
And
Times.
then 6 times 8 and 3/10.
Do we add them or do we subtract them?
Well, it's asking how much money was raised from the raffle tickets.
Yeah.
You subtract.
Yes, you subtract, right? Because they have to pay the winners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one's not going to be fun either because this is a huge number, right?
Uh-huh.
Because 5 does not go into this. So we're kind of screwed here. So what can we do? So this question is not going to come for you if you're not allowed to use a calculator. Because we could simplify this. 6 times 83/10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that becomes 4 or 5. Yeah, this one is not very easy to do by hand. Why don't you just do this? What's 4 times 83?
Well, 84 times is like 320. And then 4 times 3 is 12. So 320 plus 12.
Yes.
Which is 332.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we'll just skip this because this is not going to be, actually, I'm going to show you how to do the division. So this becomes -332/5.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 and 1356. How do you do the division? Here, look at this. 5 does not go into 1. Okay. It's a smaller number, so we look at 2 digits. Does 5 go into 13? Yes, it does. What's the closest number that's close to 13 that 5 is divisible by?
2.
Yes, so 10, right? 10. So 5 times 2 is 10, like that.
Okay.
And then we subtract. 13
Yeah,
times
3.
10, 3, right? And again, 5 does not go into 3, so we bring the next guy down, 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 5 times 7 is 35, exactly. And we subtract. 35 minus 35 is a 0. And then we bring the last guy down, 6. 5 goes into 6 once. 5
And then you
and
have
1.
the remainder of 1.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So 1356/5 is 271 and 1/5.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is not going to be easy to do, so we'll just skip this, but that's how you do the long division by hand if you had to.
Okay.
The students set up 30 game booths. The teachers also set up some. If 5/6 of the game booths were set up by the students, how many game booths are there in total?
5/6 times 30.
Nope. No, that'll just give you the game booths set up by the students, right? It's asking us
Oh,
for
you're
how
just
many.
adding.
You're not adding, no. Here, look at this.
Huh?
5/6, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
is 30. The question is 1 is how much? 5/6 is 30, okay? 5/6 of the
So,
total is 30.
mm-hmm.
What is 1? So you can actually turn this into an equation. 5/6 of the total, we can call it x, that is equals to 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you solve this for x?
You divide
Yes, you divide. So 30 divided by what?
5/6.
Yeah, exactly. And which is the same thing as 30 times 6/5, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
5 goes into 36 times, so 6 times 6 is 36. So that's the answer, 36.
Oh, okay.
Right? It's not multiplication. I can think about it because the total game booths are going to be more than 30 because it's only 5/6, right? It's going to be more than 30. So it's a division question, not a times, and not a subtraction either. There's another one. There's a total of 12 people attending the fun fair. If 5/8 are students, how do we do this?
Um, you just multiply those two numbers and then you subtract from the total.
Right, you subtract 1. So 5/5 are students, 1/4 are parents, right? The
Mm-hmm.
rest of the people are living in the neighborhood. And the question is how many attendees are living in the neighborhood? So what's the first step?
You could do 5/8 times the total.
No, don't do that. How about we do this? We find the fraction of the people that were living in the neighborhood. Okay, let's do that first. What's the fraction of the people that live in the neighborhood?
Um, do
So
you add the two other fractions?
yeah, you subtract both of them from a 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
This will give you the fraction of people living in the neighborhood, and whatever this is, we'll multiply that with 25/12.
Oh, okay.
So again, the common denominator is an 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
So multiply this by an 8. Don't touch that one. Multiply this by 8 too. So we have 8 minus 5 minus 2/8, right?
Mm-hmm.
That gives us what? 1/8. So 1/8 of the people were living in the neighborhood. Now we multiply this with 25/12. And this we can do by hand, right? So how do you do this? So 8 and 25/12. 8 does not go into 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you look at the 2 digits. Does 8 go into 25?
Yes.
Yes, how many times?
3 times.
3 times. So 8 times 3 is 24, and then we subtract. 25 minus 24 is a 1, and when you subtract, you bring the other guy down, okay? 1.
Mm-hmm.
Does 8 go into 11?
Yes.
How many times?
Just once.
Just once, right? 8, and then subtract, you get 3, and then you bring the other guy down. Does 8 go into 32?
Yes, it does.
4 times, right? And there we go, the answer is
Mm-hmm.
314. 314 people were from the neighborhood.
Okay.
Here's another one. Mr. Glenn is restoring his old studio table. To minimize the cost, he's using this long piece of pine with damage on both ends. He cut this inches off one end and 3 inches off the other end. What is the total length he cut from the piece of pine? How much wood is left? Do you understand the question? Like, so this is 56 and 8/9, yeah, inches. And then he cut this away 2 1/3, and then from the other side he cut this away, which is 3 1/4. So the question's asking you, how much are these chunks that he cut and how much wood is left?
Do you just add those two chunks and then multiply it?
Yeah. So 3 1/4, 2 1/3, yeah? Let's add them. I guess you can do this
13
anyway.
over 4?
No, let's not do that because 13 is a big number. 3 plus 2 is 5, right? And then we're just going to do 1/4 plus 1/3. And this way you'll see it's always better because you end up with smaller numbers. So 1/4 becomes 3/12 when you take the common denominator, yeah? 4/12. So it's 5/12. Therefore, the chunks he cut is 5 and 5 out of 12.
Okay.
How much wood is left?
You just subtract that from total?
Yes. That's good. Not multiply, yeah? Not multiply. This is a subtraction question. So we do 56 and 8/9 minus 5 and 5/12. Again, don't open this. Don't open this. And which is bigger? Is 8/9 bigger or 5/12 bigger?
8/9 is bigger?
Yeah, so that's right. So we don't have to give anything over. Okay. So 56 minus 5 is 51. And then now we're going to do 8/9 minus 5/12. What's the common denominator between 9 and 12? Think of multiples of 12, I guess. It's not 24. 9 does not go into 24. What could it be?
They're multiples of 3.
Say that again?
They're multiples of 3.
No, we're looking for the common denominator, right? We're not trying to reduce them.
Well, 9 times 12 is just 1/8.
No, here, think of it this way, okay? 12. What's the multiples of 12? 24. 9 does not go into 24. 12 times 3 is what?
36.
36. Does 9 go into 36?
No.
Yes, it does. What's 9 times 4?
Oh.
Right? See that it's easy. You don't have to you don't need a calculator. Just think of multiples of 12. So it's 36. So that means we need to multiply this by 3, and we need to multiply this by 4. Yeah? So we get 32 minus 15 over 36. 32 minus 15 is 17. So the answer is 51 and 17 over 36. Don't open this, okay? Don't turn it into an improper fraction. That'll make life very difficult. There's another question. He bought a lot with an area of 140.5 square meters for 15,500. Wait, what? What is this? Oh, okay, I understand. That's part of the fraction. Okay. So he paid 15,500 and 3/4, and then he paid 7,500.5 as a down payment, and the rest will be paid through installment for 2 years. How much is his remaining balance after the down payment.
So you just subtract.
Yeah, you just subtract. So 15,500 and 3/4 minus 7,500 and 1/2.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? How do you subtract them? Should we open them?
No.
No, don't do that. Now, first step one, compare this with this. Is 3/4 bigger than a half?
Yes.
Yes, it is, right? 3/4. So we don't have to worry about it giving one. So we can just do 15,500 minus 7,500. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0, 5 minus 5, 0. 5 minus 7, not possible. So that means this is going to become 15 minus 7. Yeah.
Mhm.
15 minus 7, this is 8. So this minus this is 8,000. What is 3/4 minus a half?
1/4.
Yes, right, perfect. 1/4. There we go. So this is the balance remaining after down payment. So, and this payment is gonna happen over 2 years. So how much will he pay each year per year?
Wait, so this amount is going to be paid over the 2 years?
Yes.
Do you divide something?
Yeah, you divide 2. Just divide this by 2, like that.
Okay.
How do we do that then? Maybe we need to open it up. Or let's see. So we're doing, yeah, this is not gonna be fun. 8 times 4 is 32, yeah? So I have 32,001 over 4 times 1/2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what? Can this even be done? It can be done on a calculator, but we're not allowed to use a calculator, right? Here's a better way of doing this. Instead of opening this, again, improper fraction is not the most efficient. We need to divide 8,000 by 2 and divide 1/4 by 2.
Mm-hmm.
What's 8,000 over 2?
4,000.
4,000. What's 1/4 divided by 2? It's 1/8, right? 1/4 divided by 2. 1/4 times 1/2. It's 1/8. And there we go. That's
Mhm.
the answer. Don't open it up. Just divide them individually.
Okay.
That works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question for you. 2 and 2/3 times 3. Without opening it up, what does it become?
6 and 6/3.
Right. Yeah. Which is just
Okay.
6 plus 2, which is an 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. So heavy duty tile cutter is advertised at this price after a discount of this. How much is the original price? So this
Do
is
you
a
just
discount.
add those two?
Yeah, you just add those two, right? So 85 plus 3 is 88. And then 1/6 plus 2/3. Again, the common denominator is a 2, right? So
Mhm.
1 plus 4/6, that's 5/6.
Mm-hmm.
At the sale price, how much will a customer pay for 2 tile cutters? The sale price is this.
Times 2.
Yes, exactly, just times 2. So 85 times 2, you can do that, right? 85, what's 85 times 2? You can also do it on the side, 85 times 2. 2 times 5 is 0, or 10. Carry over 1, 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1, 170. 170 and 2 over 6, right? Which is 170 and 1 over 3. There we go.
Okay.
That's the price for 2 colors. That makes sense?
Mhm.
Alrighty, let's call it a day there for today.
Bye.
Bye.